You going across the road? I'll give you a hand, yeah?
That killed someone. I reckon the tug's in order, don't you?
Why not?
There she is. Now let's go and have a chat, yeah? That's it. Well, it's too early for drunks. It's got to be joyriders, yeah? Two Oscar from 351, you're receiving over.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
We're in pursuit of a white Rolls Royce. License number Romeo Charlie 107. Occupants 3 U's. There's 2 white, 1 black.
We reckon that they're joyriders. Do a PNC for us, over.
Go through there. Damn it!
You were supposed to be watching them.
I was watching them. Can't see through a dust car, can I? What, my Superman?
You better tell them what happened.
Sir Oscar from 86, you're receiving over.
Yes, Matt?
We've lost them.
What do you mean you've lost it? How can you lose a roller in that traffic?
We got stuck behind a dust car. Nigel Mansell here blew it.
Anybody else reported it, yeah?
No, nothing so far. Hasn't been reported stolen.
Amazing, isn't it? Someone gets their mini nicked, they expect you to throw a net around the whole country, a roller goes missing and nothing.
Yeah, well, just maybe. It hasn't been nicked, eh? You know, this mango's gonna be so juicy.
There it is.
Maybe they just popped in to sign on.
Huh. You know, if they are in there, and I've got some front, you've got to give them that.
Yeah, if they're in there.
There's only one way to find out, isn't there? Come on.
You got me back to right stuff, I done it.
I do love a man in uniform.
All right. Very amusing. Now, does any one of you gentlemen or ladies own a Rolls Royce?
Are you kidding?
Yes, my dad's. All right, bloody comedian.
Who do you think you are? Lenny Henry?
Excuse me? Just what's going on?
It's all right, madam. We just want a quiet word with a couple of your customers.
Well, let's hope it doesn't take all day.
Well, it depends, doesn't it? Now then, someone here knows exactly what I'm talking about. Now, do I have any volunteers?
Well, what's that, to join the force?
And where do you keep your truncheon then, love?
Charles, don't you embarrass him. Look, he's going all red.
Yeah, he's cute though, isn't he?
So you want to play games, do you? Well, here's one you'll like. It's called a day at the neck. Now, either I receive the keys to that roller parked outside, or you're all nicked. We'll just cart the lot of you down to the station and shake you until they fall out.
Oi, look
Understand?
Here. Now, hold on. You can't do that. I've got appointments to keep.
Yeah, you can't do that. He's got appointments to keep.
Oh, that's right. He shouldn't be here at all. It's all a mistake. Oh, don't worry, mate. It's only a nightmare. You'll wake up in a minute.
I'm glad you think it's a damn funny.
Ho, ho, ho. Right! You've got 5 minutes to sort yourselves out. Think about it.
You're
Come on,
crazy.
Ken.
You want to stay at the day,
That's terrific. Now what happens? How are we going to get them all back to the nick?
I haven't a clue, mate. Thought I'd leave that one to you.
Thanks a bunch.
Tell you what, I don't fancy mine.
I don't fancy either of them much.
I still reckon they're in there.
What if they're not?
Doesn't matter, really? You got the roller?
How long do we have to wait?
Time, mate. Oh, shut up, you.
Don't push me.
What's
the problem, eh?
Yeah.
Come on.
Forget it.
Well, so you were bluffing?
What do you think?
Let them know what's happening.
86 to Sierra Oscar, receiving over.
Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
Hang on a minute.
I told you they were in there. Let them know the car and the keys.
Sorry about that, some joker. We got the car and the keys, we'll just check it's all kosher, eh?
What are you doing?
I always fancied myself in one of these. Nice, huh? I'll see you back at the Nick then.
You sure you can drive this?
What are you talking about? Of course I can drive it.
That's not what I meant.
Well, stuff that, mate. There's too much red tape anyway. Takes all the fun out of the job. See ya.
Don't remember anything about fun on the application form.
Sierra Oscar 86 from Sierra Oscar, are you receiving over?
Go ahead, George.
Ken, where the hell are you? It doesn't take this long to get back here.
I think we're taking the scenic route.
351 from Sierra Oscar, are you receiving over?
Go ahead.
Come in, 351, your time is up. Understood?
Hey, who's this flash out
Guys, take a look at this. Nice, huh?
You do weddings, do you? Can you find someone to marry my missus? She's wearing me out.
You send her in my direction, son. I'll sort her out.
You fancy a large family, do you?
Right, you pillow! Shift that heap, get it parked.
Wait, I'd get someone to look at that suspension if I were you.
Dream morning.
Oh, yeah. Boy, there's some money about.
Not in my pocket, they're in.
Mine neither, mate. Mine neither.
Tell you what, though, the bloke who owns this is going to have to dig in. I reckon Tosh was right about that suspension. It's sharp.
Well, just maybe there's something heavy in the boot. So look, eh?
Be careful.
What?
Well, we don't know what's under there, do we?
Can't be daft. Can't be much, can it?
Gordon Bennett. Is this stuff for real or what?
You have got to be joking.
Excuse me, sir.
You want to get it cleared up? Yes.
The rolls, the owner's turned up. Well, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
Well, the actual owner's in Europe on business. It's his wife who's been using the car. We've just had a call from her hairdresser. That's where she is now.
So why did she wait till now to report it?
No idea, sir.
Was she coming to collect it?
Yes, when they finished her hair. She's having it steamed or something at the moment.
Well, I'd like a word when she does, right? And let's the ID know about this. I want to know why I've got a corniche with a bootload of silver bullion sitting in my yard. I dare say there's a logical explanation. I just can't think of one offhand. Come in.
This is Stern, sir.
Thank you, Haynes. Ah, Mrs. Stern. How do you do? I'm Chief Inspector Conway. Now, hopefully, we can get all this cleared up very quickly and you can be on your way.
I do hope so, Inspector. This has all been very inconvenient.
Yes, I'm sure it has. Well, really, it's all just formality, although there are a couple of things I'm a little curious about.
Are you?
Well, yes. You see, normally when people find their car missing, whether it be stolen or towed away for some reason, then I expect any amount of irate phone calls demanding immediate action and the like. Now, your car was first spotted by my officers at 9:20 this morning. Yet we didn't hear from you until just before 12 o'clock. Now, I am a bit puzzled. I mean, what did you do when you found the car had gone?
Do? I got a taxi, of course.
I see. You didn't think to report it?
Of course I thought. But it's absolutely true, isn't it? There's never a policeman around when you need one. You see, I'm giving a dinner party this evening, and I really had far too much to do. I got the little girl from the hairdresser's to ring you. After all, the car is insured. It would either show up or it wouldn't. And besides, there was nothing valuable in it.
Ah, well now. Are you sure of that?
I'm certainly not aware of anything.
I see. So it'd be a surprise to you to find out that the boot was loaded down with ingots of silver.
I didn't know that.
Well, forgive me, but you don't sound very surprised.
My husband is a bullion dealer, Inspector. You didn't know that. So I must assume that the silver is his. But I don't involve myself in my husband's affairs. So why it is in the car, I really couldn't tell you. Mind you, it does seem just a little bit careless. After all, it could get stolen, couldn't
it? Would you excuse me for a moment, please? Thank you. Claire, lady in my office. Tea, okay?
Yes, sir.
And not in a mug. Try and find a decent cup and saucer.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burnside around?
No, sir, they're all out.
That silver bullion. I got the owner's wife in my office. She doesn't know anything about it. But our old man is a dealer. Now that could explain it.
Could be he bought it below the market value somewhere and he's waiting to slip it in amongst the legit stock. Can I make a suggestion, sir?
Yeah, what?
Keep it here until the owner gets back. Tell the lady it's for safekeeping. You know, we don't like the idea of it being kept in a car boot, particularly if her husband's away, that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I like the idea of it being kept here either.
Lock it in one of the cells, maybe. At least we wouldn't have to feed it. Point is, Governor, when the man comes to claim it, he'll have to give us some kind of explanation. If it's kosher, no problem. But if it isn't, or if he doesn't come back for it, well...
Yeah.
Why are police stations such dreary places? Don't you find it all rather depressing, dear?
Oh, Hayes!
Sir?
That's silver. Get it unloaded, will you? Put it in one of the cells. Then get Bob or someone to make out a receipt. Make sure it's got all the details and what have you, and give it to Mrs. Stern. And the usual release documents for the car so she can leave. You know, some people just don't know they're born.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yes. This is Detective Sergeant Alistair Gregg, Sunhill Police. I need some information on silver bullion. That's right, individual ingots. For example, I suppose we can assume that it's not normal practice for someone, even a dealer, to be carrying it around in his car.
I hope you have a nice, safe place for it.
You can't get much safer than a police station, now can you, madam?
Thank you, dear. Such a pity that uniform is so unbecoming, isn't it?
Yes, madam. Oh, don't forget your seatbelt, madam. Goodbye. Silly bitch.
One of these days, mate. One of these days.
Not in this job.
And it's not been nicked. Nothing reported. And most transactions are on paper, you know, lines of credit between dealers and so on. They don't actually shift the stuff physically very often, not unless it's millions.
Well, it's come from somewhere. Surely dealers have stocks?
Yeah, but like I say, some of them get a bit cagey when you try and pin them down. You got maybe 30 or so around here, but what they've got in their own vaults, I don't know.
Well, we know where it originates.
We know the refineries, but after that, things tend to get a wee bit hazy.
Serial numbers?
Yeah, that's why we're going to see this chap's partner.
We're going to look right mugs if it's all above board.
What does your nose tell you?
Poke around a bit.
So tell me, how can I help you?
We're making inquiries about some silver bullion that's come into our hands.
Yes, really.
Do dealers keep much stock on the premises?
What, in bullion form, you mean? Ingots? Well, only a very modest amount, if at all.
But if I wanted to buy a bar of silver, I could come in here and buy it. Over the counter, like.
Well, if you had the funds, I'm sure we could accommodate you.
And how modest is your stock?
Forgive me, look, I don't wish to appear uncooperative, but I'm really not quite sure where all this is leading. I mean, are we talking about stolen bullion, by any chance? I mean, if so, I can't help you, I'm sorry.
That's what we're trying to ascertain, Mr. Stiegmuller.
Well, perhaps we would make more progress if your questions were a little less circuitous.
Very well. You have a partner, Mr. Stone?
Yes, he's not here at the moment.
When do you expect him back?
Later this afternoon. Why?
His car was stolen this morning. Not for long. Just some joyriders. But when we got it back to this station, we found a stack of silver ingots in the boot.
My goodness.
Quite. About £80,000 worth, according to our information.
Really?
Clearly that would not be considered normal practice, would it?
Well, no, it's most unusual. Most unusual.
That's what we thought.
We asked Mrs. Stone, but she doesn't know anything about it.
Vera? I'm Mrs. Stone. She's not hurt, is she?
Hurt? Oh, no. She'd just been to the hairdresser's. Apart from that, no harm done.
Good. Well, and this bullion, where did it come from?
That's what we were hoping you might be able to tell us. We thought perhaps it might be part of your modest stock.
I really think that this is a question we should be asking Mr. Stone.
Well, your partner's right.
Oh, yes, indeed we are. But you see, it's not always possible to know exactly where each of us is all the time.
You must compare notes.
Well, yes, we pool our resources at the end of the day, as it were. But you see, much of our business is done on a person-to-person basis.
The old school tie, like?
I say old school tie, if you like, although a man's word is his bond. Might be more apposite. You see, next to gold, perhaps the most precious commodity in our business is a man's line of credit. Implications of what you're saying, very damaging.
You should have seen him, the great ponce. All that was missing was a big white hat with a leopard skin band.
Never mind, mate. When you're a bit older, we'll let you play with the real thing instead of the dinky toy, okay?
Nothing wrong with a panda, is there, Ken?
Bit short on £5, mate. It's an endangered species, ain't it?
Stiegmuller, you spoke to my partner without my knowledge. I'd call that an intrusion.
I'm sorry, sir, but it's the nature of the job. If we see something that clearly isn't the norm, we're obliged to take a closer look.
Yeah, but who's to say what is the norm? Your perception or mine?
In here, mine.
The police mentality, I suppose.
Comes with the territory.
Now, look, young man, how I run my business is no concern of yours.
If it ends up in our backyard, it is.
And your inquiries could well have caused considerable damage to my reputation. No smoke without a fire. You've got to plant ideas in people's minds, you know.
But you're saying there wasn't a fire?
Yeah, well, the fire, such as it is a purely domestic affair.
Then there should be no problem.
Yeah, but your intrusions could cause ripples, which would have business implications.
What are you saying exactly?
You have no evidence of a crime having been committed, am I right? And nobody's reported any stolen bullion. And I'm not saying anything. Exactly. So if you've got no crime, you've got no charge. And I'm a very busy man, so if you'd just like to return my property to me.
I don't think we can do that.
I beg your pardon?
I said I don't think we can do that. Not yet, anyway.
You better have a good reason.
Oh, come on, sir. You're a businessman. You know how things are. Paperwork, procedures. I tell you what, just to put your mind at rest, come with me. All the stuff's locked away.
I don't give a damn where it is.
No, really, we'd be a lot happier if you know that it's safe. If you don't mind, sir. Please.
And in the meantime, I'll see what I can do about releasing it.
I'm sure you've seen these before. Security locks. Probably got them in your premises.
Can we get on with this?
Of course, sir. Excuse me. There we are, sir. Oh dear. There we are. After you, sir.
Thank you.
Sergeant Mottram, key to cell number 2, please.
You're not serious. You're not going to tell me you locked it in a cell?
Oh, yes. Safest place in the building. Nobody can get in here or out. There we are. All tucked up safe and sound.
Yeah. Yeah, very reassuring. How long's this charade going on for?
Charade? I don't know what you mean, sir.
I don't know what you think you're up to. I think you're just stalling. You've got nothing, and all this nonsense is just going nowhere.
We do have to cover every angle, sir. We don't want any loose ends. This way, sir. Please.
Ah. Everything to your satisfaction, sir?
Just a few more questions and I think we've finished.
Now, you mentioned something about a domestic affair.
Yeah. Well, you've heard the eternal triangle, I take it?
Yes.
Well, that's what I meant by domestic affair.
Affair as in...
Exactly.
And which side of the triangle are you?
The wrong side.
Your wife?
Yes.
And...
Yes.
Ah.
Some things a man doesn't have to share with his partner.
And the bullion?
Tools of the trade.
Tools?
What you lot probably call a blunt instrument.
I assume you weren't planning on throwing it at someone?
No, I wasn't. No need to resort to physical violence to destroy someone.
Or discredit them?
The light dawns at last.
I'm still not quite clear how you intended to use the silver.
Well, I wanted Stigmuller out of the picture. He's got a flat, a town flat in Knightsbridge, and that's where he and my wife used to go to.
Have it away.
Thank you. Couldn't put it more crudely myself.
It's all right.
And?
And in a few days' time, there'll be a report of some missing bullion.
And it turned up at Stigmuller's flat?
Yeah.
But you might have been able to come up with a perfectly good explanation.
Wouldn't matter, would it? Story would have got out. Damage would be done.
No smoke without fire again?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably just as well for you that you weren't able to put your little plan into effect. That might have been a bit complicated, hmm? As it is, I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about.
So I can go, can I?
Yes, for the moment. Just before you do go, perhaps you'd have a quick word with Mr. Travis here. Just a few irregularities. I'm sure you can put his mind at rest. He's from the Customs and Excise.
Aye. The VAT man.
Excuse me. It's no good knocking at that door. Not the front door, she won't answer.
Oh, she's just rung us.
Oh, yeah. Try the side door. So she phoned you people, did she?
Yeah.
Must be something wrong then, because she never uses her phone. Here, keep ringing the bell. With any luck, she'll open it.
What do you mean with any luck? Is there something wrong with her? Is she deaf, crippled, what?
No, just doesn't believe in opening her door, that's all.
Oh, are you sure she's in?
Yeah, of course she's in. She's always in. She never goes out.
See, it's wedged open. An outside door. I mean, it's stupid, isn't it? Anyone can see that's an outside door. I saw it as soon as I drove up and heard the alarm.
And there was no one working here at the time?
Well, not on a Saturday, no. Here's the other one. Wedged open. All these windows. He opened them for no reason at all.
Maybe this is where he came in.
No, he came in this way. See?
Do you know if anything's been taken?
Well, you wouldn't have much chance, would he, eh? Not with my van drawing up. He was away.
Did you see whoever it was?
I heard him running. Yeah, he's opened those as well. And these. No wonder he had no time to nick anything. He was too busy opening windows. Even those with bars on.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
He's stupid, whoever it was. He's opened just about every door and window in the place. He's even opened that one.
It's just I've had a lot of things to do today. Orders to complete. Just keep the dust out. And that smell. It comes from that soap place over by the turnpike. Somebody told me they burn bones there to make soap.
Mrs. Edge?
Yes?
You phoned Sunhill Police Station. You said it was urgent.
Yes.
Well, would you mind telling me what...
I'd like to make a complaint.
Mm-hmm. What kind of complaint?
I'd like to make a complaint about my husband. He wants to kill me. Oh, he does. He wants to kill me. And I've got proof.
Oh, sorry.
Sarge?
Yeah?
You're a minor CRO information.
Am I?
You ever heard of someone doing a bit of breaking and entering and leaving the doors and windows open?
Yes.
No, I mean all the doors and all the windows. Just left open, even the ones that don't need to be open.
What about the street door and the windows to the street?
Yeah, those as well.
No. Never heard of that.
Thanks.
I make cushions. Here it is. Here's your proof.
Mrs. Edge, are you trying to waste my time?
Me, of course not. Haven't you read it?
Yes, I've read it.
Well, isn't that what you'd call a threatening letter?
It might have been once.
How do you mean?
It's a bit out of date, Mrs. Edge. That letter was written 4 years ago.
Does that make a difference?
Thanks. I didn't know you were on this weekend.
No, neither did I until I volunteered.
Volunteered?
Well, no, more of a swap for a couple of weekdays. Domestic problems. Hold on a minute. My landlord's having an all-day open house birthday party, and I don't want to be there.
Why?
Because the place is going to be full of a load of... And what do you do, people? And I don't want to do anything this weekend except be myself. What's that smell?
Paint.
No, it's not. It's you. Talk about lavender and old lace.
Potpourri.
Who?
I had a shout to go to this weird house. You could hardly breathe in there. And there was this woman sitting there, stuffing cushions
Yeah,
with...
don't tell me. And you're wearing the wrong clothes for a start. Smelling like that, you should be walking around in a Beatrix Potter frock.
Thanks.
Joe!
Sarge.
Mrs. Edge, Parsons Walk. Now, you handled that call, didn't you?
Yes.
So what happened?
Time waster.
Yeah, well, look, she's just rung again, apparently in an agitated state. Reckons her life's being threatened and we're not treating that threat seriously.
Sarge, there is no threat. Well, not anymore. Look, she and her husband split up about 4 years ago. She took a lot of his stuff and wouldn't give it back to him. Therefore, he said in a letter, an old letter, that he'd kill her. That he'd suffocate the Garrity bitch with one of her own cushions. Those are his words, not mine.
Cushions?
Yeah. Mrs. Edge spends most of her time manufacturing cushions. Well, I don't know how she ever sells any. She never goes out of the house.
Yeah, look, Kate, just go and have another chat with her, will you, June, please? Just to put her straight. I mean, if she's a time waster, spell it out for her. We can't have her ringing up every 5 minutes now, can we? Look, just do some of your PR stuff, all right?
Well, I've tried it.
Try again. What's that smell? Have you been overdoing it with the bath salts or something?
Viv, can you... I'm sorry, Steve, can I get...
Do you
Viv,
mean
can you
again,
do us a
June?
favour?
What's that?
Look, if you've got a minute, can you do a check on a Mrs. Margaret Edge, Parsons Walk, and also a Mr. Edge, he used to live there once.
Right.
Yeah? Sorry, you go first.
I was upstairs working. I came in to catch up on a few bits and pieces of office work. Then I heard this go.
And you say you saw him?
Yes. I came out of my office and stood up there and watched him. I don't suppose he reckoned anyone was in, not at the weekend. He just came through there and went to this door and just opened it. And this one. Then he went to that one, the front door, and opened it from the inside. Then he came back across here and opened these doors. Then he was just about to climb up the stair when he looked up and saw me. Then he just ran back across there, and went back out the way he came in.
Did you hear a motor?
No.
So what do you keep in here, Mr. Perrott? Anything of value?
Not really, no. Unless someone wants to drive up in a truck. We're screen print suppliers. We supply equipment and materials for screen printing.
Late 30s to early 40s, white, dark-haired, about 5.5 feet tall, wearing a brown bomber jacket, grey trousers and black and white trainers. Not a lot else to plot up on, really, except that he seems to be a bit of a chancer, a petty cash merchant who seems to like fresh air.
Come on, then. Come on. There you go. Come on, come on, you naughty girl. You've been fighting again. Come on. Yeah, Bessie. Come on.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello.
Check this one out for Melvin, will you? See how it tallies up with this morning's 11:15 at the Barrylands estate.
Open windows?
Yes, and fresh air.
What kind of an MO's that?
I don't know, but it's something I could do right now. I'm an outdoor man myself, always have been. I shouldn't be made to work weekends. Did I ever tell you?
No.
No, I don't suppose I ever did, but one of these days, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go and do it.
What?
Take all my leave in one go. Do an half the ransom, you know, stick a bag on me back and take to the open road. Just me in the wide open spaces. Oh, I should have done it years ago.
So what's stopping you?
The garden, of course. I can't just leave my garden, can I?
Dear Oscar from 659, are you receiving me? Over.
Come in. If your friend Mrs. H won't answer her door, then...
Well, you just have to wait like last time. She'll answer it eventually. Come on in.
All right, then. Do you happen to know her phone number?
No, but I've already told you. She won't use the phone. Come on.
But she's phoned us twice.
Yes, but she won't answer it. She never answers it. She keeps it covered up with cushions. Didn't you notice?
Cushions? I've just about had enough of cushions.
What?
Nothing. Look, tell me something. If Mrs. Edge never goes out, then how does she make a living?
Oh, well, I get the orders for her.
So what about her shopping?
I get that and all.
So what's wrong with her?
Nothing. Here, look. This one's just had 4.
Well, there must be something wrong with her.
Why? She doesn't want to go out. That's her business, excuse me.
So what about Mr. Edge?
Well, what about him?
Well, did you ever meet him?
No. He was gone before I moved in.
So how long has it been? Days, weeks, what?
What?
Since Mrs. Edge decided to stay indoors.
Oh, much longer than that. She hasn't been outside for years.
No. Mrs. Edge!
Oh, it's no use. The lights are out.
So what does that mean?
Well, it means she's having a lie down. Well, she always has a lie down in the afternoon. I mean, she doesn't sleep at night, that's all.
Oh, that's it. Look, when you see Mrs. Edge, give her a message from me, will you?
Yes.
Will you tell her that WPC Ackland called for a second time and that once again my time has been wasted?
Oh, dear.
I mean, out there are more important things to be dealing with. People who genuinely need help.
Oh, I know.
And if Mrs. Edge decides that she still wants to see me or one of my colleagues, then she can get up off her cushions, open the door, step outside and walk.
Right. I'll tell her.
Thanks.
Is it about Mr. Edge, then?
What about Mr. Edge?
Well, you were asking about him. I mean, is he coming back?
coming back.
Yes, he had to go away, didn't he? She told me, so maybe he's coming back.
But coming back from where?
Well, the baby. He smothered it, didn't he? Years ago, with a pillow. He killed it. She told me.
Parsons Walk.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Edge?
Yeah.
No, we checked it out. There's nothing.
Yeah, look,
Hey, have you tried the NHS? I mean, maybe they've got a patient data list, an index system or something about people who've been institutionalised.
Well, I can try it.
Would you do that for me then?
I want you to do it as soon as possible. Yeah, out. June, there's not much she's done this. June!
Yeah?
That Mrs. Edge, you haven't managed to sort her out yet then?
Oh, well, I haven't had much of a chance, have I? She's gone to bed for the rest of the day. She won't answer the door.
Well, I see. So what are we in? Fruitcake country?
Sarge?
The information you just asked for.
Look, Sarge, I've just about had enough of Mrs. Edge and her cushions. I can't make contact with the woman. And when I did, I couldn't get a reasonable conversation out of her. Now, a neighbour tells me that Mr. Edge was guilty of killing his own child. But there's nothing on file to show that that ever happened. Anyway, I thought I'd try the institutions.
And that's all you need on a Saturday?
Yeah, right. But the nice thing is that my Saturday is finished. It's nearly 2 and I'm going home.
But it won't end there, you know. What won't? You've still got Sunday to go. And the fruitcake fraternity love their weekends. That's when they peak. She's got you, you know.
Me?
You see, people like Mrs. Edge, they only like to deal with one person at a time. And that person is you. You have become her champion. A one and only sole representative. No one else will do. Not now. See you tomorrow.
Is Ken Melvin due off at 2, Sarge?
Yeah, so are we.
Right, you can deal with this little lot tomorrow then.
Why, is it urgent?
Well, it depends on the seriousness of the situation, but I think he'd like to handle this one himself. It's the fresh air fiend.
What?
The man who's been leaving all them windows open. Ken wanted some information, remember? This could be of use to him. Well, you and all this big wide world stuff. You got nothing on this fella.
Raymond Arnold Faraday?
Yeah, that's his fault. And look at that medical report. Have you ever heard of anyone with convictions for breaking and entering and a morbid fear of confined spaces?
With what?
This joker only suffers from claustrophobia. He'd have fun in a cell, wouldn't he?
There you are. There. No, I haven't seen Raymond since yesterday.
Oh, what time yesterday?
Yesterday morning, when I put his breakfast on the stair. He won't come down here, you see. Not until I've let all the dogs out and opened all the doors and windows. It's because of his so-called illness.
Aren't you worried about him?
Why should I be worried about him?
Well, if he hasn't been home all night, he is your son.
Yes. And he's a son who's 39 years old and quite capable of looking after himself.
But if he's got this problem with his breathing...
His breathing? His trouble isn't here. It's here, in his mind. And those prison doctors put it there, no one else. I mean, the trouble I have, having to leave his food on the stairs, having to leave all the doors and windows wide open, even in the middle of winter. I'm the one who's entitled to have a breathing problem, not him. So, what's he done this time? Thieving again?
Breaking and entering. He didn't exactly have time for any thieving. He was too busy looking for some fresh air.
No, I can't help you.
Well, did he say where he was going when he went out yesterday morning?
No. He just took his bike and went.
His bike?
His push bike. He won't go in a car. He doesn't believe in public transport, so he goes everywhere by bike.
Have you looked to see if he's brought his bike back?
Yes, he hasn't.
Have you any idea what he was wearing when he went out?
Yes. His brown jacket. His little brown jacket and his grey trousers.
Guess who's been asking for you this morning?
Oh, no, please, not Mrs. Edge.
No, almost. A next-door neighbour. Oh. She's worried about the lady. Seems like there's no sign of life in the house this morning.
Yeah, well, there never is.
Best to have a look, eh?
Oh, Sarge, please.
The Bonding House, Flint Lane, Sarge. And at what time? Right, thanks.
Sierra Oscar to 416.
416 receiving.
Could be your weird one again, Ken. The Bonding House, Flint Lane. front door and windows to the premises left open, and there's a push bike of all things left parked outside.
Thanks, Sergeant. Got that.
You see, she always opens up first thing on the Sunday morning. I always get the milk in the Sunday paper for her. It's the only paper she ever reads.
And you've tried ringing the bell?
Yes, and knocking. Well, she usually opens up for me. And the light round the back, the kitchen light, that's not on. And she always has the kitchen light on first thing. Oh, I do hope nothing's happened.
Mrs. Edge, can you open the door, please? It's Sunhill Police.
Oh, I hope nothing's happened to her. Oh. Margaret!
Yes,
Can I speak to Mrs. Edge, please?
she's all right.
I still need to talk to her. Could you bring her to the door, please?
I said she's all right.
And who are you?
Me? I'm her husband.
No.
What? I'm telling you, she's all right.
So where is she?
Margaret!
Mrs. Edge?
Well, she's not in there. She's upstairs.
Show me. And you stay here.
And here.
After you. Mrs. Edge? Are you all right, Mrs. Edge?
Yes.
We were having a talk. We've got a lot to talk about. Well, since I got back.
Got back from where?
Abroad. I was working abroad. I took a job abroad. Well, after all this happened. I was on a long-term contract. She knew I was coming back. She should have told you.
I showed her the letter.
What was the point in showing anybody that after all this time?
I thought you were going to hurt me.
Hurt you? I wouldn't hurt you. You know that. It was a bright sunny morning about 4 years ago. We came into this room and found our child dead. No one was to blame. It was... We still blamed each other. We even threatened each other. It was the way you think at the time, thinking the wrong things for the wrong reasons.
So, so what was it? A cot death?
Yeah. It was just bad luck, they said. Just lousy, rotten luck. We loved that child.
So, what are you going to do now?
No? Well, things are going to change now, right? Things are going to be a little bit different from now on, eh? For a start, we're going to let some light into this place. Yeah, and some air.
Sierra Oscar to 643.
643 receiving, over.
June, could you go to the bonding house, Flint Lane, and assist Constable Melvin with a suspected break-in? It's believed the intruder may still be on the premises.
Will do, Sarge.
It's got to be him. Raymond Faraday. And that.
And you reckon he might still be in here?
Well, yeah, the old geezer across the street does. He saw him arrive yesterday afternoon on his bike. Thought he must be one of the workers come back for something. And then this morning, when he woke up, the bike was still there and the door was open, so he called us.
So what's this about all the windows being left open?
Would you believe claustrophobia?
Well, normally no. Today, yes.
I'll have a look down here. Do you want to try over the other side?
All right. Ken!
Gordon. Bennett.
He must have been up there since yesterday.
Yeah. Poor old Raymond. Just one window too many, eh?
Man born of woman has but a short time to live. Like a flower he blooms and withers, like a shadow he flees and never stays. In the midst of life we are in death. To whom can we turn for help but to you, Lord, who are justly angered by our sins? I heard a voice from heaven saying, write this, happy are the dead who die in the faith of Christ. Henceforth, says the Spirit, they may rest from their labors, for they take with them the record of their deeds. That should keep the Almighty busy for a while.
What's that, Gov?
A record of his deeds. Forasmuch as it hath pleased Almighty God of his great mercy to take unto himself the soul of our dear brother here departed, we therefore commit his body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
That's it, Ellis, there. End of an era. Alas, poor Mickey, I knew him well.
Got the gloat, Gov.
You knew where you were with Mickey Lovett? Old school.
Old school villain.
You jocks wouldn't understand. Different class. When I was a young wooden top, he saved me from a right good hiding once. I was off duty, shutting my mouth off in some drinking club. Now, can you see Michael Lovett doing that? Or Mark?
Can't see Mark at all. Is that what we're here for, Gov?
We're here to pay our respects, show the flag, see who's who. Now, why isn't Mark here?
Working?
Working? Why, they bury his father? Anyway, who'd employ a tow rag like Mark Lovett?
That the older brother, is it, Michael?
Yeah. Took over from Mickey years ago. Now, you won't find Michael Lovett on the sharp end of a bank job, that's for sure. Well, why bother when you can do it legally? He blags the DHSS instead. Put all the family money into half a dozen slum hotels. B&B for the homeless. Made a fortune out of other people's misery. Which he's now investing in redevelopment land. Docklands. Different world, isn't it? A multi-millionaire. And I can't get near him.
Oh. Alec!
So it's just a second on the left and you're right there.
Really?
Okay, that's it, love. Hi! All right, Barry Sheen. What do you think you're playing at?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing? Why aren't you in school?
Not well.
Not well?
I'm ill.
How fast you go when you're not ill? Push off, get out of here! 416 to Sierra Oscar, urgent message. Robbery in progress at Bell's Jewelers, 58 Ansell Street. Urgent assistance required.
Don't even think about it.
Right, take it easy, mate.
Look, Reg, I've already had Ted Roach give me earache. Well, you are the duty sergeant. Exactly, not building superintendent, clerk of works. I'm duty sergeant.
Yeah, and what? You're going to do nothing?
I'm trying to raise a surveyor's branch.
How long's that going to take?
I don't know. They said they'll phone me back.
Oh, no, but it's not good enough.
All right, Reg. Out in the yard, there is a manhole cover. Now, why don't you lift it up, climb down the hole, and get stuck in?
Ambulance called?
On its way, Sarge.
Area cars?
Haynes, Ackland and Banks responding, Sarge.
Right.
Alec, is Inspector Fraser in her office?
I think so.
Get her in here. Ken Melvin's been hurt in an armed robbery.
How bad?
Can't tell you that. The good news is no shots were fired. Other than that... Susan, inform the Chief Inspector immediately. Sharon, get on to CID. Come on, let's move it.
Excuse me.
Just clear back, please. Let's get the through.
Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar. Are you receiving? Over. Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar. Are you receiving?
Mr. Burnside, thank you for coming.
Thank you for asking me, Michael.
I didn't.
Mickey would have wanted it.
Would he?
Decent of Mark to show up. Good crowd.
My father was a very popular man, Mr. Burnside.
They broke the mould, I'd say. Come on, Alistair. Let's go and do some work. You behave yourself. You've got a new governor now.
Go with him, June. Call in as soon as you know anything. Yes, Mum.
Couldn't let old Mickey go without a last visit from the old Bill. Wouldn't be right.
Not exactly the Corleone family, is it?
Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar. Are you receiving? Over.
D.I. Burnside.
Sir, there's been an armed robbery at Bell's Jewellers at Ansell Road.
Move it.
No shots fired, but PC Melvin's been injured.
Yeah, all right, Tom. We'll take it. We'll take it. We're on our way.
Sarge, Mr. Charkham is the owner of the shop.
Mr. Charkham? Anything? Well, you're a lucky man, Mr. Charkham. All your cases got smashed. Did you get a look at him?
Well, he had gloves on, balaclava, and an anorak zip.
Yeah, okay. Was there anything at all about the man that you could help us with? Sound of his voice, the way he talked, the way he moved.
Ted, I'm going to the hospital.
Right, Mum.
Sierra Oscar 8 from Sierra Oscar. Are you receiving? Over.
Burnside.
Could be we found the getaway car, sir. A woman is reported seeing two men parking a Capri about a mile from the scene of the crime. Descriptions fit. One was carrying a hold-all, both in a bit of a hurry.
Address?
Alpha Lima Lavinia Street, number 26. That's 26. Woman's name is Mrs. Hughes.
All right, we'll take it, Tom. Let's go. How long ago?
The call's just come in, sir, but the car parked up about 15 minutes ago.
Why did she wait so long?
She was thinking about it.
At least you called.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
June, how is he?
I'm waiting to talk to the doctor. He's still unconscious.
When Soccer's finished down Ansell Road, get her up here, all right, Sue?
Understood.
How's Melvin?
We're still waiting. I'll let you know as soon as I hear anything.
Yeah, thanks, Sue.
I didn't get a good look at the other one. I only really saw him from behind.
But you think you could definitely recognise one of them if you saw him again?
Definitely.
Well?
His vital signs are good. His breathing is normal and his x-ray show no sign of a fracture or hemorrhaging. He will have severe concussion. According to the note, something like this has happened before.
Yes. Well, someone wants to go.
Well, all we can do now is keep an eye on him and wait for him to wake up.
Dr. Bryan.
stop. My head's killing me.
Sierra Oscar 74, are you receiving?
Sierra Oscar receiving. Go ahead, Mum.
Just thought you'd like to know, P.T. Melvin's got a lump on his head the size of an Easter egg. It's gonna be all right.
Thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Christine. Give him our best, won't you?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Right, sir.
Sir, can I have a quick word?
What is it, Rich?
Well, it's about the toilets. They're not exactly ozone friendly. No, well, we can't use them.
Well, that puts us in the same boat, Reg. I can't use mine either.
Yeah, but sir, in view of the Health and Safety at Work Act, I must ask you how long we're going to have to put up with it.
I don't know, Reg. Ask Sergeant Peters, he's dealing with it.
Well, I have, sir. Nothing seems to be happening.
Well, try a bit of self-control, Reg, like me.
Reg?
Yeah?
We've got a witness upstairs on the Ansel Road, Blag. You got some pictures we can show her?
I'm not CRO, you know.
Reg?
Yeah, all right.
Oi! Shot! Anybody there? Oh, are you deaf? What's the
No, it's all right, I'll get it.
All
right, I can hear you.
What do you want?
Well, if it's not too much trouble, I'd like to use a toilet. Have you seen the state of this one?
Yeah. Well.
He's got a surveyor coming around, he's going to sort it out.
What is it, a block drain?
That's what I reckon.
It's not a surveyor you need for a drain, mate. It's a plumber.
Yeah? Thanks for your interest.
I'll do it.
What?
I've got all my gear in the van outside. It's in your yard.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Shall I wait here then?
That's him. That's the one I saw. He was driving the car.
Tommy Dutton.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Would you mind hanging on here one moment, Mrs. Hughes? A word, Alistair.
Yes.
You know who Tommy Dutton is, don't you?
Yeah.
I know who he knocks about with. Who's his oppo?
Not with you, Gov.
Well, you should be. Mark Lovett.
He was at the funeral.
He was late for the funeral.
Robbery timed at 10 o'clock. He showed up at the cemetery, what, past? That gives him 30 minutes to dump the car, change, find a taxi, and get to the funeral. Tight.
But possible. The cemetery is less than a mile from where the car was found abandoned. Well possible. Team?
Yeah.
One have a word. Is Mark Lovett amongst that lot Hollis gave you?
I would have thought so. I haven't seen them all.
Show it to her.
But Gov, she didn't see the other.
Show it to her. Ted, I want you to do me a favour. Pick up Michael and pull Tommy Dutton. Positive ID, driver of the vehicle.
Okay. Any luck with the other one?
We're getting there.
I want to be helpful, Inspector, but the thing is, this picture doesn't show him from behind, does it? Like I said, I only saw him from behind.
Look, there must be something about the man. I mean, we need to identify him.
Well, he was going bald.
Was he?
Yes. He had a patch at the back of his head, here.
There's a lot of people losing their hair, Gov. Look at...
Yes. We're going to nick him.
Ten minutes. Amazing.
Eh?
10 minutes have gone by without Reg Hollis giving me GBH about the Sunhill Bogs. Yeah, do it, Bob. I'll clear it with the inspector. Mum?
I assure you, he really is dead.
Look, I don't want to disrupt anything, Michael. I just want a quiet word with Mark outside.
I'm not going outside with you.
Mark, what have you been up to? What does he want?
I dunno.
Have it your own way. I have reason to believe you can assist us with our inquiries into a serious crime that was committed this morning.
What?
So if you wouldn't mind coming with us.
What serious crime?
This has got nothing to do with you.
I'd say it does. You come uninvited to my father's funeral, and then you barge into a private reception to celebrate his memory. You want to get yourself some manners.
was trying to make this easy for you. I really was. Mark Lovett, I'm arresting you on suspicion of armed robbery and assault on a police officer.
what?
You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be used in evidence. Let's go.
You prat!
Look, I don't know what he's talking about. Now get us a brief, for God's sake!
We've got a witness, old son. You're in the mire.
What are you talking about?
All right. Just for the crack, where were you at 10 o'clock this morning?
I was at my old man's funeral. You were there. You saw me.
Not at 10 o'clock, you weren't. Try again.
I was with me bird.
Name?
Pass us those roads, mate, would you?
Not really going down there, are you?
What, do you think I'm going to escape?
No, no, no. It's just a pen and ink, that's all.
I get used to that, man. Sure.
That's it. That's Julie.
She left school, yeah? How old is she?
16, all right.
Is the kid yours?
Don't be soft.
All right, Alistair, she's all yours.
You got a witness? Then charge me.
We want you to come clean, Tommy. Why did you try to leg it out the back when DC Dashwood called on you just now?
Because I didn't like his face.
Do you like doing time or what?
Come on, Tommy, we know you were there. We've got a positive identification.
Do you want to take all this?
Hey?
Mark's not stupid, is he, Ted? Is he, Tommy? He stuck you right in it, mate. Reckons it'll buy him a couple of years.
It might too, as long as you refuse to cooperate.
I want to see a solicitor.
Who's your mum and dad?
Away for the week at my gran's. Shut up, Snooky!
You and Mark engaged?
No.
Do you love him? Does he love you?
I'm sorry your mate got hurt. How is he?
Touch and go. He's critical.
Well, I hope you catch whoever did it. It weren't Mark, he was here with me.
You got every right to look worried. By the time you get out, even she'll be cracking on.
Lord Duff.
Game, set and match. Not even Rumpole will get you out of this one.
What'd she say?
Shut it. Sierra Oscar from Sierra Oscar 8. Are you receiving?
Go ahead, 8.
This is Burnside. Tom, can you get a car down to the Hardy Estate, number 12 Magnolia Walk, to pick up DS Gregg and a witness from this morning's jewellery raid?
I think we can manage that.
This is a joke.
I'm laughing.
I'm Ted.
Just for 24 hours, to make sure there's no adverse reaction. Don't worry, we'll have you back to your wife and kids in no time.
Happily single, me. I suppose football's out of the question Saturday.
You suppose right. You can do the pools instead.
Thanks.
Look, sir, I need that warrant. Without those jewels, I've got nothing.
You've got a positive idea with the driver.
He's not the one that put Melvin in hospital.
What makes you so sure the gear's at the girl's place anyway?
Because Lovett had time to stop off there. He did not have time to go home. Now, we've turned over Dutton's place, nothing there. So where else can they be? All right, so they could be anywhere. But what choice do I have? Look, if I can't tie Lovett in with those jewels, he walks.
Well, what about this witness?
She's described a man with a bald patch she only saw from behind. Not exactly banged to rights.
You sure about Lovett?
I'm sure.
OK. Apply to the magistrate and get it.
Thank you, sir.
Is that hard, mate, wouldn't it? That's it, all clear.
Thank God for that.
Suppose we want these back?
Not mine to give, pal, sorry.
It's all right.
Are you charging us then?
You going to charge me? Thought so.
Call out charge.
Julie Callahan, Sunhill Police. I have a warrant to search these premises.
Why can't you leave me alone?
Sorry, love, has to be done.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, if you could. My name is Michael Lovett. This is Mr. Philip Gould, my solicitor. You're holding my brother, Mark. We'd like to take him home.
Right, sir. I'm afraid there's nobody in CID at the moment, but the arresting officer...
Mr. Burnside.
D.I. Burnside, that's right. He should be back any time now. So if you don't mind waiting...
We'll wait. Mark will need a lift.
Nothing.
What? Well, go and turn it over again.
I've told you you're not find anything.
You take the baby out of the pram, please.
You don't...
Just take the baby out of the pram.
Do you want to check her nappy and all, do ya? I'm going to make a complaint.
Look, I don't enjoy doing this, darling. And I'm getting fed up, and I'm about to lose my... Go on, my son. Do you know what? I almost feel sorry for that dog. Because he ain't going to find a bone out there, is he?
I'm going to go to football this afternoon.
Tough for the top toe.
All right for you, you're knocking off. Oh, Claire, let's go.
Yeah, come in.
I don't believe it. He's still not here.
Well, it's only just gone 6.
That car should have been back here a quarter of an hour ago.
Come on, let's go and call him up.
He was here before me.
Hey, Malc, get a hold of his Ever in Sierra Oscar 85 and tell him to get back here.
You're just going to have to wait, Tony.
Come on, Malcolm.
Sierra Oscar 85 from Sierra Oscar, you out there.
You two still here?
Sierra Oscar 85's not back yet, Sarge.
And you've got a few moments to spare.
Right, mate, where are you?
Good.
You're late.
Get on the blower and try and find this prisoner. Junior's got a list of all the nicks that TO11 are currently using. She's at the front desk.
Sarge, would you out in a second?
Yeah, well,
I'm not stopping
Stamp's
you.
waiting
It's
for it.
John
Bring it
Doyle.
back now.
That toe rag. Send him down for good.
We can't if we don't find him. Look, Tosh is due in court with him on Monday. And if John Doyle doesn't turn up, the bench will not be too pleased. So get on the phones and be polite.
Netherett's got it. He says he'll be back in about 10 minutes. He also says if you put the kettle on, it should be ready when he gets back.
Yes, hello, this is WPC Bryn Sunhill Metropolitan. I'm trying to locate a TO11 prisoner, John Doyle. He's due in court on Monday and it seems that Lambert didn't fill in all the documentation and we're very anxious to trace him. Thanks.
Morning.
Oi! Oi, Netherett! What's your game?
You haven't? OK, Sergeant, thanks. Goodbye.
Come on, it's back.
Got as far as Alston, Sarge. Nothing.
He's probably at Yeovil with our luck. He started at Z, he'd be at Accrington. God rot TO11. Yorkie, show me where the toilet is. Second thought, stick him on his knees beside it. Look at him.
Well, he's not doing anyone any harm.
Look at him, isn't that, what's his name? Trevor Hutt. You know, with a BMW.
0 Oscar 85 from 0 Oscar, you're receiving over.
Go ahead, Mel.
Disturbance, parking Crescent. 39.
Hey, shut that round down! Right, Malcolm, you're going to have to repeat that. All hell's broken loose down here.
That is 139 Parkham Crescent. Disturbance.
Read you, Malcolm. We're on our way.
It's over by Baker Park.
That way, son.
Oi, watch where you're going!
All right, cut it. Bastard! I said stop it.
Officer.
I said don't go, this is private property. What's going on?
Look, there was an argument. It just got out of hand.
Do you know him, sir?
Yes, he's my son. Look, I didn't think you were...
Bastard!
Well, it's a good job that someone did call us, isn't it?
Well, the insurance will cover that. You see, Dan, behaving like a clown gets you nowhere. It just means I'll have to use Sarah's metro for...
Give me half a chance, I'll kill you. Hey, now, come on, calm down. I'll have you. I said shut it, son, all right? Go on, arrest me.
Oh, for God's sake, Dan, you start acting your age.
That's great coming from you.
I try being reasonable with you, Dan.
Oh, that's all you ever are, isn't it? In public.
Now, don't you start...
Mr. Know-it-all, you've got all the answers. You're paranoid. What's your answer to that?
That's it, take him away. I want him off my property before he starts threatening my wife. This is not his home. I never wanted him here in the first place.
Come on, son.
It's all right, love you. You don't need to worry anymore. Look, I'd ask you in, but the house is in a bit of a state. Why don't you go in and make a start?
Now, sir, can you explain to me what's going on?
Yeah, well, it's quite simple. He lives with his mother. Came to us after some sort of row with her, but he can't bear the fact that I've remarried.
So that woman's your wife?
Yes. Frankly, he's been making our lives hell. I mean, well, you can see that for yourself. Came back this morning and this happened.
You can rest assured, sir. There's no way we're allowing him to come back and do this.
God, look at him.
Hi, Muff. Ken? If this is about John Doyle... No. Well, don't tell me you haven't heard. TO11's gone and lost him.
Not lost escaped, Tosh, just lost. Mislaid, you know?
That's right, like a parcel. They put him somewhere and they've forgotten where.
I'm in court with him on Monday.
He was.
I am. Where's the duty officer?
Well, you won't find her. She's in court all morning. See you later.
Cheers. All right, what is this?
Sorry, Tosh.
John Doyle.
Oh, so the CID have found out at last.
Where is he? It's my neck on the chopping block if he's not there.
If we knew that, we wouldn't be in all this bother, would we?
I've spent a long time on this case. I want a result.
Well, why don't you get in the blower then, like everyone else?
Oh, do me a favour. I've got a million things to do. I'm late already.
Don't worry, Tosh. We'll find him.
It's my neck, remember?
No faith, have they? All right, wheel him in.
What am I doing here? Don't ask me, mate. It was your choice. I didn't start this.
Sit down.
OK, charges.
Take your pick, Sarge. Public Order Act, Section 4. Criminal damage.
Wait a minute, Tony. His old man says he's not pressing charges.
So what's he doing here, then?
Couldn't leave him there the way he was carrying on.
What's he done?
Smashed up his old man's car with a dustbin.
Name?
Daniel Benton.
All right. And your address?
139 Parkham Crescent.
Could you empty your pockets, please? Where you get this from?
Present from my dad.
Not very good, is it, really? I mean, your dad gives you a nice wallet like this, then you go and smash up his car. Roll up your sleeves, will you? You want something, will you?
I don't do drugs. He had it coming to him. It's clean, Sarge. Look, I didn't start anything, right? It's him.
It's for your own good, son, I'm afraid. There are your rights, OK? Take your property back, and would you sign on the line there, please? Thank you very much. Stick him in cell 2, Tony.
I'm not going in there.
Should have thought this, shouldn't you, before you started smashing cars up with dustbins?
Come on. Let go of me. Don't give me any aggravation, okay?
Is he loopy?
I don't think so.
It's domestic, really, isn't it? It's got nothing to do with us.
Sarge.
What?
He was smashing up a car.
Yeah, but I don't think it was all his fault.
Eh? Aye. Woman's intuition. You'll be telling me that he's a victim in a minute.
Come on, children, stop bickering. I want evidence first.
No, Sarge, I'm serious. There's something about his old man that gives me the creeps.
Come on, Claire. Let's go and get this domestic cleared up.
I don't want him cluttering me cells up all day. Please.
He wasn't an upper-class yobber.
You were all over him. What is it, you fancy him or what?
Oh, it's got to be that simple with you, hasn't it?
Yeah. Bang 'em up. The more toffee-nosed they are, the harder you do it.
Yes?
Please, Mrs. Twallen.
Can we come in?
Is it about him? That one you've come?
You called earlier.
Yes, I called. This way. Come up, come up. Here. Come. Everything I see, everything. Not that I'm nosy, but oh, that poor man, that son. Oh, what a scandal. The way it goes on, you'd think he was crazy or something. Look, I see everything that goes on. Ask me questions if you want. And sit down. When I see him banging that car, I think, this time the police. I've had enough.
Something like this has happened before.
Well, not that, not the police, but I tell you, it's touched up here. Sometimes I'm glad I'm nearly dead. No more I have to see of it.
Do you know the Bentons well, Mrs. Twallen?
Well, him I know well. Her not so good. They only get married a year back. Such a pretty girl and so happy, but shy. Him, though, so charming. She's lucky. You know, the older men, much better husbands. Not chasing after girls.
And the son, Daniel?
Delinquent, that's what he is, a nebbage. Drugs, I expect. Sometimes 3 o'clock. Bang, bang, bang on the front door. Wakes up the whole neighborhood.
Sorry?
How does a father put up with this? Tell me that. 2 days ago, weed killer all over the lawn. Everything dead.
How do you know that?
He tells me in the shops. I hear lots. 1 month he's been here. His mother threw him out and he comes here.
So there's only been trouble since he turned up a month ago?
That is what I'm saying, yes. Nothing but trouble. I see it in his father's eyes. So charming, but so sad.
Well,
that boy, he should be behind bars. There's a place for him.
Sorry to keep you, sir.
So am I.
I can't seem to find the duty inspector. Perhaps if you could...
Now,
come
you
back
listen to me. I've rung Brixton. They don't know where Doyle is. I've rung the CPS. They told me to get back to you.
Yes, sir.
Today, it is Friday. Tomorrow, it is Saturday. The next day, it is Sunday. And the following day, it is Monday. And if I can't see my client, how, in God's name, is he to receive a proper defence? Or is that not in police interests?
Not at all, sir. If you just let me...
I'm being given the runaround. I demand to see my client.
I'm afraid that's not possible, sir. He's not here.
Where is he?
I've no idea. Lambeth seemed to have lost him. He could be anywhere in the country.
Listen, I shall come back at 2 o'clock. I shall expect to see my client, or at the very least to know where he is. If I don't, you can tell the duty inspector and DC Lines and the chief superintendent that in court on Monday I shall ask the bench to adjourn the case yet again, and I shall tell them why. Understood?
Yes, sir.
2 o'clock, then.
Thank you, sir. Hello, Vera. You lost your way home again, have you?
He made quite a mess in the kitchen, too. Broke a lot of valuable china. Oh, it's not very expensive, just that it's been in the family for ages. You don't know him.
Everything okay?
Yes, thank you.
Has your son got mental troubles, Mr. Benton?
No. He's incredibly sane and determined. All he wants is to make our lives a misery.
Certainly seems to have had a good try, sir. Do you think I can have a word with your wife, Mr. Benton?
Well, I prefer not. Well, I don't want her worried anymore. It's really got nothing to do with her. I suppose, technically, she's his stepmother, but it's not her he's getting at, it's me, isn't it? Just wants to make me feel bad, wouldn't you say so? It's me!
Mr. Benton, it's obvious your son is very upset.
Now, just a minute. You're trying to make me feel guilty or something. It's not my fault.
No, I realise that, Mr. Benton.
I left his mother and I married again. I happen to marry a very beautiful young woman and we have a lovely baby daughter. It's a new family. It's not my fault if he can't accept that.
Does Daniel have a key, Mr. Benton?
Why do you ask that?
Just had a chat with your neighbour. She says your son often gets home very late, bangs on the door.
I thought I'd explained all this. This is not his home. No, he does not have a key. End of story. Isn't that coffee ready yet, Sarah? All I want is for him to go back to his mother and stop pestering us.
Do you have your ex-wife's phone number by any chance, sir?
Sierra Oscar 85 from Sierra Oscar.
I suppose I can find it somewhere.
Yeah, go ahead, Malcolm.
Just keep him away from here. If he comes back here, I just don't know what I'll do.
So you don't want to press charges over the car? You're sure about that?
Sierra Oscar 85 received out.
Well, if you're positive, Mr. Benton, we'll leave it there. I'm afraid we can't do any more if you don't want to.
Just persuade him to go back to his mother.
5 years ago, I would have gone to that call with another bloke and we would have made an arrest. But nowadays, everyone's looking for problems everywhere.
We've all got problems, Tony.
I should say so. If I had my way, he'd be hauled up in front of the magistrate and given at the very least a good earful. They call it a copper's life. I don't know.
I wouldn't worry about it, Tony. See you later.
Well?
Well, what?
Listen, Daniel, I can't help you if you won't help yourself.
I didn't start all that with him, you know. It's not my fault.
Yeah, so you've said.
He just goes up the wall. You know, you say things, quite ordinary things, and he gets hold of quite the wrong end of the stick.
Well, it wasn't him who smashed the car up, was it? And what about the weed killer?
What weed killer?
On the lawn, trying to poison the lawn.
He told you I tried to poison his lawn. I spilt some when I was trying to put it on the path. Sarah asked me to. It was a mistake. I don't believe it. He told you I tried to poison his lawn. He really is paranoid.
Well, what about all the banging on the door in the middle of the night? That wasn't a mistake, was it?
He wouldn't let me have a key. I told him I had to work at night, but he wouldn't let me have one. And the bell doesn't work. What else was I supposed to do? Listen, do you want to know the truth?
If it is true.
She's scared of him too. She is. You look at her. He won't let her out of his sight. She just has to go shopping and he's asking questions when she gets back. How do you think she lives with that? He's half round the bend.
But that's no excuse to go smashing up his car, is it?
No. I shouldn't have done that. Tactical mistake.
Daniel, do you know how close you've come to getting a criminal record? Look, he's got a new wife and he doesn't want you. I know that's tough, but you'll have to live with it. You're going to go back to your mother.
Haven't got my stuff there. It's still at Dad's.
What sort of stuff?
Clothes, a few records, not much.
Well, can't you do without it for a few days?
Why should I?
Because I think it's best that you two don't come face to face.
I'll go when he's out.
Will you make sure that you do? Come on out.
Do I get a lift?
You see the sergeant first. Come on.
TO11 should be doing all this.
Yeah, well, think of poor Tosh going into court on Monday without a body. Dinner?
No, I'm going to try one more for luck. Falls over.
Where's that?
Don't ask me. I failed O-level geography.
Yeah, me too. Well, wherever it is, I wish this were over. Hello, Sunhill Police, Metropolitan here. Can I speak to your custody officer, please? Wherever it is, they're dead northern. Hello? Hello, this is June Ackland here from Sunhill Police Station in London. I'm trying to trace a TO11 prisoner who's due in court on Monday. The name is Doyle. John, yeah. You have? Well, that's great. Can you hang on a minute? What do I do now?
I suppose someone better tell Tosh.
Top of the lift.
You keep out of your old man's way.
Absolutely.
You haven't got 10p, have you?
For goodness sake!
I thought I might go around and pick up my stuff if the old man wasn't there. There's a phone. I could give Sarah a bell.
You never are.
Here. But not if he's in, Daniel.
Trust me.
Trust me, he says.
Tony, answer me something.
What?
Why do you think his old man wouldn't let us talk to the wife?
You're a woman. She was upset about it. She didn't want to think about it. Ponce.
What about if she wasn't going to tell quite the same story?
He really has twisted you round his little finger, hasn't he? We've had the neighbour, the father, and we saw what he did to the motor, and yet you still want to believe him. You're in the wrong job, Claire.
Why can't the contract cleaners do it?
Because they're on their break and I can't stand the smell.
Oh, I'm not too happy about it either.
Just get on with it, all right, and stop making a fuss.
Hello, extra skills.
Where you been?
Working.
Got some good news for you. We found Doyle.
Sure, yeah. I'll trust you.
Could be tricky getting him back in time, though.
They know I'm gone.
I thought you said you trusted us.
Why does everyone pick on me? What have I done?
We'll have him there, don't worry. It'll be nice overtime.
Overtime? Great. Terrific. Marvellous. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Why is it when they go into CID they go right off their onions, eh? Put some welly into that, will you?
Come on, further. That's better. Now people can walk down the pavement. Much better. So don't stick them out there again, okay?
Enjoy that, did you?
Just doing my job so that law-abiding citizens can go about their lawful occasions, like it says in the manual.
Brilliant.
It's Oscar 85 from Sir Oscar. You receiving, over?
Yeah, go ahead, Malcolm.
Disturbance at 139 Parkland Crescent. Can you assist?
What, again?
Yeah, looks like the young man made a return visit. Can you assist now, please?
Yeah, we're on our way. Out. Take it you heard that.
Told you, didn't I? Told you that boy was trouble. We play it my way this time, okay?
Okay.
Have you called an ambulance?
No! Where is he?
Sierra Oscar from 85, receiving over.
He came back. She said he was out for an hour at least.
Dan, what did you do to him?
You don't understand. Sarah!
What did you do?
She's my child. She's my child.
Mr. Benson.
I told him to keep away from her. I warned him.
You know you're going to have to come down to the station with me, sir. I'm cautioning you. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so. But what you do say may be taken down in writing and given in evidence. Try that paint they brought out, especially for this sort of thing.
What's that do then?
Stops this spray stuff they use from sticking to it. Just slides off.
Well, that sounds like work to go. Do you know I can get it?
Offhand, no. What do they call that stuff? Tell you what, I'll get the crime prevention officer to give you a bell.
Cheers.
See you later.
Oh, Reg!
Okay, what's going on?
I don't know what goes on. The moment a woman gets herself a man, she just wants to sit on her backside and do whatever she pleases. I tell you, 8-5 receiving, go ahead.
Can you get to St Leonard's shopping precinct? Female held for shoplifting at Hollis.
I only give him a little tap, Gov, honest. He was mouthing me missus. And look what he's done to me stall.
Let's have a look, lad. Everything's going round and round, I can't hardly see.
Sierra asking for 595 receiving.
This will be one for the criminal injuries board, won't it?
Go ahead, 595.
Can I have an ambulance at Malden Terrace, junction to Priory Road, for a man with head injury?
She's an odd one, all right. I wouldn't know to look at her.
Is she young?
No, she's that age. You know what I mean.
Sergeant Cryer knows Alfie. He knows he's all right. You can ask him.
I don't care if the Pope knows him. We'll sort it out when we get down the station. Sierra Oscar 595.
Go ahead, 595.
Can I have some transport, same location, one to go back?
Message received.
Coming with you.
Leave it out, Marge.
No, I am. I'm coming with you. I know you, Alfie Grice. You won't stand up for yourself.
You all right?
I'm sorry. I know how it must look, but if I pay for them now, could I go, please?
Well, that's up to the store. Why'd do it if you had the money on you?
I don't know. They'd look ridiculous on me, wouldn't they? I mean, I'd never... It was just... They looked so pretty. That sounds mad, doesn't it? I was just looking. I didn't mean...
It's a serious matter, you know.
I won't have to go to court, will I?
What did you expect?
Look, you will tell the sergeant Alfie was provoked, won't you?
Marge, shut it. I don't know why you're getting so excited, love.
No, I don't suppose you do. Could be the finish for us, this could.
Being a bit dramatic, aren't we? It's probably only a fine.
That's all you know. Alf's on licence.
Parole, eh?
No.
I ain't on parole, I'm on life licence.
What's the difference?
About another 10 years.
Marge, how are you keeping?
Oh, Mr. Cryer.
What's the problem?
It's Alfie, he's in there.
Alfie? What have you been up to?
Don't go, I'm choked.
I didn't expect to see you here.
Could finish me, this could.
What's the charge, Tom?
Assault, alleged, ABH.
And where's the victim?
Hospital, Sarge, head wound.
Alfie?
I only give him a tap.
And then what happened?
He was mouthing Marge, right little yob. And when I told him to stop, he kicked me stool over. It was only a scratch.
I see.
Oh, we'll have to see what he has to say for himself in a bit, if he's not too bad. Meantime, do the check, Stan. Right, Sarge. Tosh, can you spare a minute and pop down? Yeah, give us a shout when you're ready. I'll be in the charge room. Tar.
Blimey. It's bad, isn't it?
Take it easy.
When we get to the station, you can phone your husband.
No, he mustn't know.
All right, a friend.
No, there's no one.
Have you got a family solicitor?
No.
Look, someone is going to have to know sooner or later. Please try and calm down. You're making it harder for yourself.
I don't want to go to court. I'd sooner go straight to prison.
Marge won't wear it. I know she won't. Not again. 5 years she done, visiting me regular as clockwork every other Sunday. Saved my life, she did, after me missus packed me in.
You're a lucky man.
I don't know as I could stand being banged up again, neither. The locked door still gives me the shivers. I can still see that screw at the gate as I come out. You know what he said to me?
You'll be back. Don't get things out of perspective. They haven't even made a formal charge yet.
No, but they will, won't they?
You know I can't say one way or the other until they've completed their inquiries.
No, it's all right. The wife, you know, me first, she couldn't stand it. All that travelling, then sitting like dummies across the table. I didn't blame her for wanting a divorce. No sort of life for a woman. And if I lose me licence...
Ah, you're jumping the gun, Alfie. Milk?
Yeah? What's this?
That sounds like a wind-up.
Where's this true joker then?
Down at the hospital.
I best get off down there and find out the score.
Yeah, that's it, Tosh. Look, from what I've heard, it sounds like a definite provocation.
I'll soon see what he's all about.
We should be able to square it up.
Right, I'll get going.
Can't say for sure, Tosh. I didn't see all of it. I heard the noise when the store went over. By the time I got there, he'd already landed one on the kid.
Do you reckon this kid asked for it?
Yeah, of course he did. You know what they're like. But I can't swear to it because I didn't see it.
This man committed murder
For which he was duly tried and sentenced.
to life imprisonment.
With respect, ma'am, Alfie Grice served 12 years in prison and was released 3 years ago on licence.
On licence, yes, which means he is permitted to remain at liberty only as long as he behaves himself.
Right, so now he's a happily married man. He's minding his own business and he's earning an honest living.
You're a policeman, Bob, not a social worker. Alfie Grice knifed a man in a street brawl.
That was 15 years ago, and it wasn't premeditated.
Exactly. He lost his temper with tragic consequences. Don't you see the connection?
If that is all, I really have to get back to my duties.
His present offence is too similar to his previous.
This present alleged offence.
It's only superficial. You can go home now.
Yeah. So there's no great damage done? Right, in that case, I'll give him a lift back to the station. We'll be wanting to take a statement from him.
Fine, shouldn't be long.
Do you know if his friends are still here?
I believe they're outside in the waiting room.
Anywhere I can have a quiet talk to him? One by one?
Sure. Use the office.
So,
Sarge, can I have a word?
Yeah, what's up?
This woman, the shoplifting suspect, she's refusing to give her name and address. Well, she says she can't remember.
No identification in the handbag?
No, nothing.
Checkbook? Credit cards? People like that don't go shopping without credit cards, do they? Check the car, maybe she dropped them.
I already have.
Or ring the store then, see if she dumped them there.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, I'm full of them. Oh, this loss of memory, is she having us on?
It's hard to tell. She's in such a state.
In that case, we'd better send for the divisional surgeon, see if she's fit to be detained.
Wasn't doing nothing. Just walking past the stall.
Where were you going?
To the cafe.
Did any of you say anything to Mr. Grice?
We didn't say nothing.
Or Mrs. Grice? Did you say anything to upset her?
No, we didn't.
What happened to the stall?
Somebody pushed it. Wasn't us, we didn't touch it. Somebody pushed it and a bloke, he just turned around and started hitting Drew.
I don't know how I stuck it myself now. But at the time, you just go from visit to visit, don't you?
It's tough on the woman.
Do you know, every time he went up for parole, I thought, that would be it. And there'd be another knockback. I don't know why they can't just tell him straight. We'll let you out after so many and not before.
Could you wear it again?
Well, you're not saying Alfie will go back inside for definite.
It's not in my hands, love. It's up to the Home Office. Was his probation officer?
Mr. Adair, he's been ever so good. Oh, Mr. Cryer, they won't call in his licence, will they?
They can if they want to. Mind you, they haven't charged him yet. Of course, our little wounded soldier, he could have second thoughts if you were to make a counter-charge of criminal damage.
Oh, yeah, what, you mean for the stall and that?
It's up to you. I can't tell you what to do. Can you think of anyone who might want to cause trouble for Alfie?
So Mr. Grice started hitting your friend for no reason?
That's right.
And you're quite sure no remarks were made by any of you to Mrs. Grice before the incident?
Well, he might have had a joke. Just a passing remark, like.
Just a joke?
Yeah.
What about the stall? Have you any idea how it came to be overturned?
I don't know. Drew might have. It was a mistake, right? He just tripped.
Tripped?
Yeah. And, like, fell against it, you know? Look, the geezer went mad, just started hitting him.
So the incident was totally unprovoked?
That's right. Drew done nothing. He just started hitting him. Yeah. How much compensation do you reckon he'll get?
Sarge, she slashed her wrists.
Oh, what happened? Suicide attempt. Why didn't you search her?
I did.
Should have gone over with a fine tooth comb, the state she was in. Yeah, she's all right.
It's in her shoe, Sarge, in the lining.
What are you waiting for? Get the ambulance.
That's not her. Is it?
What does it look like?
Claire, I've told you about duffing up the prisoners. Anyway, she's been having you on. Got Mystery Woman's ID here. Checkbook and credit cards. She stuffed them down the sofa. Deliberate. Oh, go on, look, get in the ambulance. I'll book it in myself and I'll phone the details through. All right.
Thanks.
Their stories don't match up.
I thought as much. So it's not a girl?
No.
We've only got a little wounded soldier then, haven't we?
832 from 743.
Go ahead, 743.
Okay, Claire, here it is. Name Mrs. Janet Cooper. And guess what?
I'm not in the mood for games, Ramsey.
Her husband's a solicitor.
Thanks.
Don't let him get you down, darling.
We've got your card holder and checkbook. Please tell me what it's all about. Is it because your husband's a solicitor? Janet, I want to help.
I wish you'd let me die.
But why? To save your husband the embarrassment of a court appearance. Life's worth a bit more than that, isn't it? Come on, what's wrong?
Me. I'm what's wrong. I've blown it. You won't overlook this. I'm the embarrassment.
Cadram said you wanted me, Sarge.
Oh, yes, Ramsey. Now you're back, I want you to go and pay the husband a visit.
Well, I was just about to take my break.
Inform him that she's been admitted to hospital with a self-inflicted wound and be ever so polite. I shouldn't think he's going to be too pleased about any of it. Ramsey? The office address?
But I ain't done nothing.
I wouldn't say 150 quid's worth of damage to the store was nothing.
He picked on me.
And there's the stock.
I ain't done nothing. You can ask my mates.
Oh, there's a problem there.
What are you talking about?
We see they're telling different stories. Very different. Which means they're not going to be a lot of use as witnesses. Whereas Mrs. Grice, on the other hand... So we're just calling a constable to take down your statement?
No.
Yeah, it's got to be a statement, I'm afraid.
No, it's not right. He done my head in.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll deal with that all in good time, but I want to get this cleared up first.
What do you mean?
The charge is going to be criminal damage.
Look, just tell her it's Nibs will be down to see her later, all right?
Yeah, thanks, Ramsey. Oh, Pete, you still there?
Yeah?
It's Primrose Ward.
Oh, how poetic. I'll see you later.
Janet, Mrs. Cooper. Your husband's coming down to see you.
No. No. Stop him.
Mrs. Cooper, I couldn't, even if I wanted to.
Don't leave me alone with him, please.
No, what is it you're afraid of?
I keep doing crazy things. This... Perhaps he's right. Perhaps I am going mad.
Nonsense.
He wouldn't come to see me unless...
Look, your husband's bound to be concerned.
No. It's what he's been waiting for.
You're saying I can go? That's right. But what about the... Charge has been withdrawn. Go on your bike. Keep your nose clean in future. I don't want to see you back in here again. So I can...
Yeah, off you go.
Go on, go and sort that stall of yours out and look after your missus.
Look, the woman is a head case.
How do you know?
The husband told me. And it's pretty obvious anyway.
The only thing that's obvious is that she's very frightened, and I want to know why.
Look, an old bag steals a few pairs of frilly knickers. It's not that serious. Look, darling, this one isn't
Don't
for
you
us.
darling me. She carries a blade around with her in her shoe all the time.
Look, the least we can do is help this bloke out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I reckon he's had a bit of a raw deal.
What are you talking about? The man's a toad.
Well, what do you know? You haven't even met him.
I don't need to. A man that doesn't even come to the hospital to see his wife when she's just tried to top herself.
Yeah, well, I feel sorry for him.
For him?
Yeah.
Oh, you know nothing about
Oh,
it.
yeah, and you do, I suppose, being a woman.
No, Ramsey, being a human being, I do.
Look, don't be a silly bitch. There could be something in it for you if you play ball. I've set it up.
I didn't hear you say that. And I'll give you a bit of advice. I'd watch it if I were you. Oh, and Ramsey. She's my collar, she's my prisoner. And I'm going to find out what's going on. So you can go back to Toad Hall. Tell him no.
I didn't think he'd come. Unless he was going to try and get me committed.
Janet, isn't there a friend, a sister I can contact for you? Your mother?
I don't want to see anyone.
Why? Why?
I'm ashamed.
Because your marriage is rocky. That's when you need your friends.
They're disgusted with me. Because I'll put up with anything rather than be left on my own.
There are so many women in the same boat. It doesn't mean... Shall I get the nurse?
Stay, please.
How long have you been like this?
Since his secretary.
It might be your imagination, you know.
No. I'll tell you. I'm not the wife anymore. It's since she came to live with us.
Bob, what's been going on? How did Grice get released without charge?
Oh, it's a wind-up. The allegations have been withdrawn.
I don't think they were just withdrawn.
What do you mean?
You had a hand in it, didn't you?
Are you implying misconduct on my part?
You were personally involved and...
And therefore perverted the course of justice?
I didn't say that.
But you meant it.
Yes, I did. I get the feeling that you were squaring it up for an old mate.
I used my judgment as an experienced police officer. I did not allow my personal feelings to influence me, and I certainly did not breach any regulations. Look, you know the book. I know the ground. I know practical policing. You have got to take into account who you're dealing with.
I shall have to make a formal report of the incident.
Well, I did what I thought was right. I accept full responsibility. You have to excuse me now. Look, perhaps I've been wrong for the past 20-odd years, but I thought police work was about people.
£2 they turn right.
You're on.
Ha 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 ha. Hand it over, son.
Yeah. Later, Pete. Later.
Where's my breakfast?
Getting
Where's Skinner?
Ah, he's in a female cell on his Todd. Don't listen to him, he's already had one breakfast.
Right, inside. I want him exercised on his own, and I don't want him talking to anybody.
Can't do it.
Alec, the man is a murderer. I don't want him exercising with the other prisoners.
You'll have to do it. I haven't got the manpower.
We can't take any more prisoners.
If those prison officers don't end their industrial dispute soon...
No, there's no room.
We are going to have a cholera epidemic.
Things are just going to get out of hand. The station is not designed for long-term stays. Well, thank you.
So what are they going to do about it?
Nothing.
We can't go on like this, sir. We have a murderer, a couple of drug addicts and a pimp sharing cells with a child molester, a non-payment of fine and a flasher.
Well, just be thankful we haven't got any women prisoners. Yes.
So you still ranked out on a job then, eh? Well, let's just say they're well at it. Tasking to a target, eh?
All we've got to do is hang on in there.
They'll come up trumps, Yorkie boy.
Just hang on a minute, sir. This isn't a hotel, you know, madam. Your husband is a prisoner.
Hang on, I've got a pair of clean socks somewhere. There you are. Right, I'll pick up his dirty washing tomorrow. Oh, and will you give him a message? Tell him Sarah's had her baby. It's a boy.
Yes, madam. Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Chief Superintendent Milan of the yard. Come to look at your books. Well, come on, son, are you going to let me in, or am I going to stand around here all day?
No, sorry, sir. If you'd like to come through.
Maybe they're going to hang a motor. They've got a motor. What would they want to go and hire one for? What's he got there? It's not a gun, surely.
Oh, don't be stupid. They're not that sort of villain.
I'm going to get assistance.
Don't go screaming for assistance. We can handle it.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's your lot. Don't leave any litter about. Think about the poor old station cleaner. You know, I've been banged up in some gaffs in my time. Dartmoor, the Ville, you name it, I've done time in them all. But this place, it's more like Fort Apache. If you've got any complaints, Daniels, put them in the book. Very nice.
You have turned into a prayer. I can feel I'm almost there.
Look, I've just been passed on. I can't see anything. I think we want to do something. They could be holding a place up. They're not blaggers, they're burglars. A couple of Joeys off the back of a lorry, that's about their SP. I wish you'd talk English for once in a while.
Hang about. That's them. Get down.
We do feed your son, you know, Mrs. Daniels.
I hope you've washed your hands, young man.
I'll give it to him. Not that it'll do him any good.
Thank you, officer. Most kind.
Okay.
I bet they're going to check out some of these posh places in Hampstead, Highgate, something like that. And of course, what do I know? Just a thick northerner, aren't I? You're the one with all the bright ideas.
Look, it's got to be a con. Either that or they're going to rip somebody off. Unless, of course, it's all out to impress some birds.
Come on.
That's made from the flesh of hormone-injected cattle.
Oh, I love them.
What?
Hormones. A nice hormone sandwich, your licks late at night, you can't beat it.
Aye, wish my mum looked after me like that. I'd be lucky to get a cheese sandwich.
Constable.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to see all the books relating to property, please.
Yes, sir.
Who's that?
Chief Superintendent Milan from Scotland Yard, ma'am. He's here to check the books.
From what department, do you know?
I suppose it must be TO15.
Everything all right, sir?
Yes, thank you. For the moment.
Well, if there's anything you need, sir, just ask PC Melvin.
Thank you.
He's from the yard. He's going through the books like a tax inspector.
That's all we need. Why of all days did Brownlow have to take that day off?
I want to see you at some stage.
What do you say his name was? Milan?
Yeah, I've got someone checking.
Well, whoever he is, keep him away from me as long as you can. Make any excuse.
Well, that'll be difficult.
I wish these pen pushers from the yard realised we've got enough to do with this prison dispute without entertaining them.
What's she doing now? Follow him, quick.
For a man who's looking at life for killing a security guard, you don't say a lot. Do you, Skinner? With all that money tucked away, I'm surprised you haven't tried to bribe me. Enjoy yourself while you can, mate.
That's everyone banged up.
No, Roach is still outside with Skinner.
Did you know there's a bigwig from the yard checking the books and sniffing about in general?
They do pick their time, don't they? Come on, chivvy out, work to be done.
Will that be all, sir?
You trying to get rid of me?
No, sir. Just trying to be helpful.
Where should we go next? Come on, son. Where's the most likely place I'd want to visit next?
Collator's office, sir? I mean the LIO's office.
That'll do.
Why don't you make a go for it, Skinner? Try to get over the wall or something.
Why don't you give it a rest, Roach?
Because you're too confident. And I want to know why.
You've nicked me? What more do you want?
I want to see you go down.
Let's go back to the cells, shall we?
This way, sir.
I want to see him now.
Who's the chap with Melvin?
Distinguished gent with the tash.
That's the guy.
Big knob from the yard. Come to check on the books.
Sounds impressive.
Be in your office next. Hope you've hidden those Scotch bottles away.
Why, is he checking on the empties as well?
Any chance of a cup of tea?
No, I'm going to sleep.
Hi! Edinburgh. That's where the train came from. You don't think it's caught you, Pete?
Oh, what, smuggled into the little Scottish port on a Bolivian fishing trawler?
Well, what else is it worth nicking from Scotland?
I want to know how this cannabis was smuggled in here.
This has got to be down to you, Daniels. Your mum's the only one who's made a visit and could have possibly passed anything.
We can make life a real pain for you if you want it that way. No privileges, no snooker, nothing. Yes?
I'll rest my case.
Yeah, you thank Daniels and his mates for all this.
Not you. You go to your own kennel. Come on.
You Chapman. Come on. In you go. In that one. In you go. Keep it quiet. Now, when the big knock in the yard comes, I don't want any complaints, all right?
Yeah, no grassing about the late night parties and all the loose women you've had in your cells, and no smoking of the weed, man.
On my own, must I wander through this wonderland alone?
I can smell money. A place like this must be oozing with dosh. But we've been lucky so far, but I think we should get back up before we lose him.
We don't need backup.
Well, I'm going to get help.
Look, let's just sit it out and see what happens, all right?
Murder squad. From Crippen to the Black Panther. Shouldn't think you'd need any ideas. Now, this is the one you should be reading, Skinner. Forensic evidence. But then again, you should know all about that, shouldn't you? Considering that's how you got nicked.
Give it a rest, Roach. Gone to know someone else, eh?
Maybe I should have followed him into the hotel.
Oh, yeah, very smart. And what if he'd spotted you at King's Cross?
Aye, aye. He's got company.
Blimey, what's going on here?
It's a con. It's got to be.
Yeah, well, they're doing some sort of a deal, aren't they?
We can't put it off any longer. I'm going to get to a phone and phone the local Nick for assistance.
I'm sorry, sir. I only just heard you were about. Sir?
What's your name, son?
Hollis. Reg Hollis.
Well, Reg Hollis. I don't think much of the operation you're running here.
Well, I am the station's Federation rep as well, sir. Well, I know it's no excuse, but, well, things have been a bit hectic lately. Sir?
Cavalry's on its way.
I like you told them no sirens or flashing lights. Hold on.
Looks like they've done the deal. What should we go for? The Merc or the Arrows?
Your backup's going to be a bit bleeding late, isn't it? Go for the Merc.
Don't move! Don't move! All right, cuff! All right.
What is it, Pritchard?
Can I speak to you? Privately.
Go on, then.
It's personal.
If you're messing me about...
Don't believe a word he says. He's a liar.
Quiet. Well?
It's embarrassing. What does this mean?
I don't know. It's not my entry. It's probably information put in there for me to collate. I think.
Hang on to him for me. I'll have a word with you later. Yorkie! Oi! Please! Right, out! Then get out! Out of the car, come on.
Give her.
Check the bag, Pete.
What's your hose, sis? Your hose?
Careful, Pete, might be a bomb.
Bathe.
If this was a bomb, they'd be having it on their toes by now.
Bathe.
That's good. What?
That's not can bathe.
Oh, shut up.
From Victor 2, your message received, Victor 2. Victor 11, Victor 11, my 2230.
Right, so what's all this about?
Why don't you ask them?
Because I'm asking you.
They wouldn't give you the time of day, would they?
Look, the difference is they'll probably get diplomatic immunity. It's you two that's going to be doing time, all right?
So come on, let's be sensible.
What do you know about rare eggs?
You tell me.
Well, there's this sheikh, right? He's very rich. And he wants to build a nature reserve in the middle of the desert.
Very good. A nature reserve in the desert.
I'm telling you straight. That's the way we was told it. This guy is willing to put up 35 grand for 3 hatchable peregrine falcon's eggs. They're a protected species. Not many people know that.
3 peregrine falcon's eggs.
If I believe that, I believe anything.
We're telling you the truth.
Well, who are the others involved?
We don't know.
And what have you done with the 35 grand?
You only made a couple of grand out of it. On the mother's life.
Do you, want to do a deal?
Huh? On 2 grand? You've got to be joking. Yorkie, mate. Hey.
Why don't you just piss off, Roach?
You'll be glad of company when you're banged up in a high-security wing, Skinner.
When I get out, you're going to be top of my list.
When you get out, you'll be an old man.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. A prisoner downstairs is alleging indecent assault by 2 other prisoners.
It's a bit more than indecent assault, sir. I'm sorry, Mum, I don't want to embarrass you.
You're not embarrassing me, Sergeant. Carry on.
It's, well, it's more of a consenting adult's job. Only he didn't consent, if you know what I mean.
Time to visit the cells, don't you think?
Right, sir. Is everything all right then, sir?
It'll all be in my report. You can rest assured.
This way, sir.
I think I'll take a walk in the sunshine. Get some fresh air.
Yeah, you do that.
Sorry you can't make it. See you later.
Get back. Everybody does exactly as they're told. Nobody gets hurt, all right?
Don't want no heroes.
Look, it's a complaint of a serious crime. Therefore, it'll have to be dealt with as a crime. But not by this station. Where's the prisoner now?
Stamp's looking after him in the charge room, sir. I had nowhere else to put him.
Well, I want you to go back down there and put him in the surgeon's room, ready for an examination. Christine, I want you to arrange for the examination. Oh, hell. Is that Chief Superintendent from the yard still nosing about down there?
Yes, sir.
Come on, come on. Come on, no, we haven't got time for that now. Come on.
Give us a gun!
Excuse me, sir. Where are you?
Hit him! Hit him! Oh, not again! Get out! Bastard!
Don't you think I've got enough trouble at the moment?